look here. It says, needs sharpening. Got a better idea. Let's make a knife.
Alright, you guessed it. We are tracing out the shape. I could get 3 blades off of this one saw blade. I don't know if this is maybe an 8-inch blade. Didn't really pay attention. Just found it in the corner.
We'll do some relief cuts. And then we can just...
So I'm using an angle grinder here with a cutoff wheel. I got 2 angle grinders, and so one of them I have a flat disc on it, and one of them I have a cutoff wheel. And it just, you really save a lot of time in the end, and they're cheap tools, $25 each. Alright, you can tell right there I just switched to the flap disc, and that just really cleans up and gets to some of the spots you can't cut. Now we are making the bevel. So I drew a center line, and just sort of, this tells me kind of where to stop. And this is a pretty low tech way to do it. Again, with the flat disc on the grinder, and I just sort of walk it in. You're really eyeballing it here and hoping for the best.
Okay, so we are hardening the steel in a charcoal chimney, and it's actually working. Are you surprised? I am too. Oh, we're glowing. Ooh. Just the business end's glowing. I think that's the important part. Oh wow, look at that. Oh. Alright, another one ready. Business end's glowing. Good enough. Ah, nice and cool. Just cool down. Got the knives in the toaster oven. We're gonna let them go for 4 hours, 400 degrees. Alright, heat treated them last night. See, that's really hard. Doesn't break. Look. Whoops.
So here is the brass rod. I just got a brass rod from the hardware store, I don't know, $8. And this is probably the only thing I actually had to buy for this project.
Couple holes on this handle. You don't want to just drill out. You don't want to just drill them out and hope they line up. If it's off at all, it's not going to fit right. So I'm going to drill one of them out, then go ahead and put in my brass rod and anchor it, and drill through the other existing holes so it'll definitely match up. That's the plan. That works. Okay, of course it works. This is tricky, very tough. They're not perfectly straight, and my finger hurts a lot because I hit it with a hammer.
So right here I put my two handle pieces together without the knife blade in it, so that way I can form the edge that'll be up against the blade, because otherwise I won't be able to come back and sand it once they're finally glued up together.
Okay.
Hitting them like that.
So I actually have no epoxy under that blade right there. I just don't realize it yet. So right around the time I get the whole thing hammered up, I realize I only put epoxy on the top of the blade and not underneath it. So yeah, there's a lot of nice hard work here that I'm gonna have to pry apart and throw some epoxy under there.
It's plenty tight, y'all. It's plenty tight. We're done for today. Try again tomorrow. Don't smash my index finger. You can see we've caught up to the metal. So that's good. Moving right along. This should go pretty quick, I think.
So I thought I was seeing the metal showing, but that was really just where the epoxy started. So later I learned that I had to go a little further than I thought. So wait till it's shining for you, and you know you've hit metal.
So we're a lot flatter on the back of this. This is somehow kind of chunked out a little bit, and I think that's what's making all this bolt reel apparent. So I'm gonna flush that up a little bit. So this little hunchback's gotta go. Still pretty bulky.
So here I'm putting a polish on the blade. I'm working from 220, working my way up to 800, just wet sanding, slowly at a time.
Transformation.
I love how it really brings out
Yeah.
the grain on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks really good. I love the grain on that.
Yeah. I picked a couple pieces where it had some little swirls and things in it. I think I had thought this one was finished, but you know, I just ended up not liking this shape. Thought it'd be cool. So we're just gonna take her down to standard flat. And we'll go over to the bench grinder. We're calling this done. Been a good project, a lot of fun, pretty easy to do. The time's in the detail. So, you know, if you want one that's cool looking, functional, or rough around the edges, you don't care, you're gonna use it. That's it. That's what it looks like right there. Next up, we're gonna make a sheath for it. Hopefully that goes as smooth as this, because this, I'd say this was pretty easy. Just took a little time, that's all. Adios.